Okay, this video was taken of the ISS earlier today. Um, this is part of the outside of the ISS, and look what it looks like. It looks like nose, an eye, and a mouth with teeth open. And then I don't know what this is. I think this looks like an entity of some type. I don't know what all of this is. But look at it all. This supposedly is just the night sky from the ISS. And none of it looks real. This is all fake. Look at it. It looks like cellophane, um, black cellophane, which has been created into, like, this is the template of the ISS. This is the banner thing that I've been talking about in my earlier videos. I was talking about the ISS was in conjunction with the entities or the aliens, and they have these ceremonies that they would do. Um, we had the ceremonies where they're doing their religious things, um, and that there would be, writing, and they would have some type of acknowledgement of whose birthday or celebration or whatever it was that they're doing with these critters. And to see that this is just it, and this also is just part of the ISS. How can this is just a white, completely white sheet. How can it be exactly the same? And again, I will call NASA out on this. How can this be the same as this ground below, which is when you're thinking you're videoing down below, your camera's pointing down. We've got this banner here, which is part of their ISS. I don't know what it is. Look what it's got all on the side of it. It's got like writing, different colours, and these look like LED lights popping out left, right, and centre. There's always an S, always. But when you watch, it doesn't look real. Watch. We're just going to roll forward. As you can see, there's the outline of the banner of the ISS, and it used to have Unity written on it. It had the United States on it originally, and then they changed that to Unity back in the COVID days, when they started getting into fights because of the Ukraine war, with Russia. And of course, Russia and the United States and China, they're all hooked into, not so much China, but they're all hooked in together with the ISS. And remember, it was the Russian astronauts that were, up in the ISS as well. So now we're supposedly, like, what, they want to kill each other. Oh, come on, get real. This is all bullshit. So yeah, this is the banner here. I don't know what this part is here, but the banner obviously comes all the way down along here. You can see the border of it. It comes all the way from here to there. And I'll show you later or earlier on. I might be able to go back and show you. But I just wanted to show you this. See, the faces, it just disappears. Completely disappears. So supposedly, when you look at the ISS, that's all you see. See how it glitches and changes? It's like they've turned a filter on. Look at that. Now everything's black and red. Wow. And now everything looks like cages. It looked like someone has some fishnet stockings. The bank robbers in the old days would put those Hessian bags, or, those plastic, like fishnet stockings over their heads as a disguise. This is where they probably got the idea from. Yeah, so this is supposedly, when you look at it, there's eyes in there. There are eyes, there's designs, there's like, look at it, there's eyes in there. They're eyeballs. These are people that are in cages, okay? That's what I'm saying. I think these are prisons. Um, they're all squashed in, they're all trying to get out. if this is what they talk about, the lifting of the veil, if this is the veil, then we're screwed. The veil is right up above our head. It's not up in the, up in heaven. It is right here in front of our faces. And that's where I've been saying for a long time that I think earth is purgatory. And we're all here. And so you better start being good. Otherwise you're going to go down below with the big guy. And so these look like the critters. There's always the two white bits, the two eyes, and the funny jagged bit. I'm not saying it is, but who knows? In this world, anything's possible. We're the ants to them, and we're nothing, and they're the ultimate leaders of the universe. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, let's just continue on. Might actually go back and show you the white thing. I think pretty sure it's at the start. So there it is. So that's it. So that's the ISS, what it normally looks like when you were to go and look at it on the sky. This is what I've been saying is the banner, and then they have things that they can hang off it. Obviously, they would say that's for the astronauts when they go out there. They can got something that they can tether themselves to. Yeah, great. Yeah, I think that's real. I haven't seen an astronaut out on the ISS for a long time. They were talking again today to each other. I don't know what they were saying. It was very, very uninteresting. Are we going to be doing number 3 today or number 4? And I'm like, oh, wow, I don't really need to know what you're planning on doing today. Obviously, it was some space maneuvering. Maybe it was about whether they were going to be doing the lights number 2 or lights number 4. And which buttons are we going to be pressing to, confuse the boring people down below. So I just wanted to show you that. So when you see how it changes, and you have to think, this is supposedly pointing down at Earth, or is this pointing out to the side? Now, when you get further on in the video, it's actually showing, cities, and it's showing rivers, and it's showing oceans, etc. So you're assuming that this is pointing downward, but maybe it's just camera skanoodling, and it's not real at all. Maybe this is an LED screen and it's projecting stuff. Maybe this is like a plasma and it's able to take images on this side and transmit them on the other side. Or is this just a portal and they're able to zip in here and this is how they come in? They come in through here. I don't know. But this is just, look at this thing here. That's the thing that ends up with that funny face. And of course, you have to have a triangle right there. You have to have it. Okay, so let's see what happens when it moves, when it changes. Okay, so we're getting into a greeny colour, and you can start seeing a bit of a design here now. You can see that there's like, I don't know if obviously I'm a little bit older than some people that might be on here. There used to be like invisible ink, and it was like paper, and you got and it came with a pen which you filled it with water, and you would go around and it was like lemon juice, and you were able to see it was like invisible ink, and that sort of really made me realize how easily people could be confused, and how children were used as guinea pigs as to see how gullible, how naive, or how easy people are to confuse. That's what I'm thinking. So when I see all of this here and I see all these markings, this is where filtering can be really, really beneficial. If you were to use different filters for different colours and for different frequencies and vibrancies, you'd be surprised what pops out because it's the different spectrums of light that our eye is not trained to see. And if you highlight those, you're not changing the image, as Mr. MBB333 says, and that name of his scares me, BBB, Build Back Better, 666, and 333. I don't know, Mr. MBB. I know I've seen his videos as to why he named himself that, and it was very innocent. But of course, he's going to say that, isn't he? But I do like his content. I've learned a lot about clouds and about rainbows from him, so I can't complain. And also about when he used to, when I first started watching him quite a few years ago, he used to show this plant that he had in his backyard, which was just growing so massively huge and tall. and he would post videos all the time, he and his son. Um, and they were always talking about sunflowers and stuff. He did a lot of things on, designs of plants, plant designs in nature, and the symmetry with Einstein. Or was it not Einstein? The famous guy that did a lot of inventions, the old guy that did Mona Lisa, um, Leonardo. Yeah. So, but anyway, we don't need to be talking about that. So you can look at all this type of stuff here, and you can see, this here straight away. What I see in this corner over here, some red eyes. That's what I see. It looks like an eyeball. It's even got the shape of an eye. And this is where the different dimensions, the different color spectrums can be different dimensions. So, because it's a different level of light, has more power, more energy, more connection. Um, and this is where I think they can pop in if they get enough to complete themselves. It's like doing a Lego set, you can have the instructions, you can have the pieces, but if you don't put them in the right order, you're not going to get the right image. You're not going to get the desired result. So I think this is how these guys work. But anyway, so let's just look at it. It just changes. Another eyeball. Look at it everywhere. And this is where you can see it. And look at that. What does that look like? It looks like someone, a man's face. Look at it. And of course, we've got this over here. And look at that. That's scary as hell. And this is the ISS. That's an alien. Oh, wow. Look at that. There's one eyeball over here on this side. It's got one eyeball. I can't even see my finger. One eyeball there. Another eyeball there. Nose. And a slit for a mouth. And a long, elongated head. With more eyeballs. Or is that just his? I don't know. Because it's an alien. It's not. It looks like, and then he's got like a shoulder. But this is just on the ISS. And again, look at all the eyes. Look at them all. Wow, I didn't like that. And I'm not even touching anything. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Look at that. It looks like a lizard. And it's poking through. Again, look at the different dimensions, the levels of dimensions. Look at the eyes everywhere. And you can call me crazy if you want, I don't care. I know what I see. And look at this. It almost looks like a bit like a computer. What else have we got down here? Again, it looks like a computer grid. See, when they use the frequencies to camouflage and mask themselves, it has this vibrancy that comes from it that makes everything go crazy and fuzzy and not easy to see. Everything gets distorted through their fabric of time. Look at that. That is another eyeball right there. There's so many. Because this is a big cage. And what's this over here? What on earth is all this? This is the ISS. Okay, that's the one where it says flaps on the side. Okay. And this is where we can see a bit more into what they have here. Honestly, I've seen some things on here that are like pure gold, like solid gold. And I think that critters pop in and out here. Like that was all complete. Because that was for them to maybe tether themselves up to. So what's holding on to it? Why is it got a black bit there? Why? This side doesn't have it. It's starting to, but it doesn't. And like, what is all this? Because there is a huge crystal on the other side of this And that's what creates that white, bright light that you think is the sun or the moon, but it's not, it's this stuff. And this is all, I think, all crystals and gems. And it's stuck on there. And it's like they're almost offering something to them. It's like an offering. Like, look at all this. Doesn't look normal. It doesn't look right. So that's the big picture of it all. A bit freaky, isn't it, when you look at it? And just think, that's the ISS. You can go online and see it yourself. Look at this big brown eye in here. You get close and you can't see it. It gets distorted, but you can see it. See the eyeball there? Yeah, it's somebody's face. And that's the, I don't know. That looks weird. I don't know what it is, but it's very human-like. This is just on the ISS, so it can't be a person because the ISS is out in the lower Earth orbit and there is no oxygen there for people. And what's this? And is this a portal? Is this where they can pop in and pop out willy-nilly whenever they want? What happened there? Oh, you can turn that into a thing. Okay. That was a bit freaky. I didn't expect that to happen. Looks like a photo of someone there. Looks like a photo. But anyway, let's continue on. Because there's something on here that I wanted to show you. So then all of a sudden it goes from being bright. And this is also what happens to all the clouds when they go through that cycle where they get the frost and everything over them. That's the critters all being put into like a hyperspace. And it goes all, this is where it looks like black cellophane. Like, look at that. Looks like a swarm of something. A swarm of what? I don't know, but a swarm of something. And now it's all completely black. And did you see that? It's like even shifted. So you got to remember where it is. Is that a gap where things are coming in and out? Is it? Is that the whole idea of the ISS? Is that you can time travel or you can interdimensionally orbit yourself around the galaxies or have conversations with aliens or be able to use a quantum computer and, influence history, influence people. Is this part of what this is? And of course we can't know about it because we're not meant to, we're stupid and we're just the poor taxpayers. We're just the mugs that are paying for everything, given nothing. What do they say about mushrooms? Kept in the dark and fed shit. That's us. Like, look at that. And this is supposedly just the ISS pointing out at the night sky. Like, what happened there? It goes all black and then it goes pops out. Look at that. This is what I'm saying to you. Look at it. It's like a fishing net. It's a frigging net up in the sky. And it's got all these crosses all over it. And look at all the designs underneath it. It's like a big ball or something. Oh, it's throwing me out. But you know what I'm saying.